The second recommendation of the report is to encourage use of instant payment systems. Retail instant payment systems transfer funds nearly instantly, as opposed to the multi-day settlement period that occurs on some legacy systems. In the US, examples include the clearinghouse's RTP network, launched in 2017, and the FedNow service, which the Fed plans to launch in 2023.
We on location. I remember way back. You ain't have no swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Now you got a new walk. Now you got new swag. You did a little research. Now you got a moon bag. Well, let me show you what the moon bag's like. You take them gains when it gets that high. I mean, the market may dip for a little bit. That's when I hurry up and buy. Me, I just wanna rub them thighs. I like my oatmeal chunky. Banana nuts all in it. Shit, you're talking about the blockchain monkeys. It's a solo nation.
Ambrosia Collective has a pre-workout that is mushroom enhanced. How did I find it? Well, first of all, I take a plant-based protein. And where do I get it? Ambrosia Collective. Link is in the description. And what do I mix with that? Sea moss. Has over 92 minerals that the body needs. Okay, now got my immune system in check. But now when it comes to crypto, we're talking about cold storage. Get your crypto off the exchange and into a cold storage wallet to where only you have access. Okay, DCENT wallet link in the description. Now, what is going on, blockchain monkeys? Igor here, and I want to thank you for coming to my jungle. First of all, I'm no financial advisor whatsoever, nor am I professional in blockchain technology. But there is one thing that I absolutely will do, and that's give my opinion. So today, we have got to get to it. We have Quant, we have XDC, some Impel news. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just too much to ignore, ladies and gentlemen. What do we have here with Quant? What are they building? Like, the cohesion is crazy. You got Gilbert Verdian talking about the integration of AI with Quant. What aren't they doing? But before we can even get started, I'm gonna need you to rub those hands together. Real vigorously. Let's fly down Twitter. Coming in hot off the top ropes. We have Quant Papa unlock the full potential of AI and Quant over Ledger Network, interconnect all AI tokens and networks for maximum impact. Don't just ride the AI hype. Take a look.
Connect AI, it was mentioned with Ocean. And AI has a really good convergence with blockchain, and we can allow that across all the chains. It is about it.
Stop just looking at the price, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, understand what you're investing in. You're talking about a behemoth.
Using a secure channel to the disparate data sources to allow AI and big data to flourish. And we're quite excited with what can happen. And we've got 5 use cases we're already exploring in government, in aerospace, in healthcare as well, which we've got RFIs that we've been working on. So and it can be used for hundreds and hundreds of use cases around AI, data. If you want to do an MDAP on payments, if you want to build MDAP as an exchange.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
If you want to create like an AWS equivalent on the Overledger network, all of this is possible. So QNT has just become that pure utility token that can be used for everything.
Now, did you hear what he said about AWS?
Computes, if you want to create like an AWS equivalent on the Overledger network, all of this is possible. So QNT has just become that pure utility token that can be used for everything. And then scale that up to a city. So imagine you're in a city and you're in a car, and that car knows that it's you. It tells the next car that I'm carrying this passenger, I need to go because there's an emergency, and every car gets out of the way so you can get to the hospital quicker. So we're just at the beginning of where we're heading.
So it's like, you have data, she has data, this blockchain has data, this other blockchain has data, but how is it all going to communicate effectively to give a proper result? You're looking at it.
This exciting time, because machines will be able to communicate with machines, and for everyone to communicate, you need interoperability. I mean, why should a Tesla not be able to talk to a Mercedes?
Ooh, don't hurt him like that. He's dropping bombs on your ass. Let's go.
That's where we are today. But what we're allowing is any type of device to talk to any other type of device, to have true 5G cities. So QNT token is at the core of everything that we're doing, hundreds and hundreds of use cases, safely interconnect big data sources to a decentralized world, but have interoperability. Because if you're using let's just say imaging data from healthcare in one blockchain, and then using an EMR that's a traditional database, it's just SQL, and then using something else on the third party, how do you get them to talk to each other? It's quite difficult. And how do you get them to talk together securely?
Do you see what I mean, ladies and gentlemen? How am I supposed to act? Why wouldn't my hyperactive informational formal disorder kick in when you come across information like that? Now, back to Forbes, which Quant networks retweeted on their page for some reason. So we have here how MasterCard, Goldman Sachs, and other TradeFi titans are using blockchain to rewire global finance. Take a look at this real quick. There will always be new payment technology, says Michael Maybach, chief executive of MasterCard, the world's second largest payment company. First, there were cards using ISO 8583. ISO numbers refer to international standards. Messaging technology, which is 50 years old. Yes, very old. Then real-time payments became real with ISO 222. And then came blockchain. And we said, okay, what would that solve? There's a whole set of real-life problems out there that blockchain can solve. In late January, the 55-year-old Maybach told analysts and shareholders that his company has surpassed 2 billion tokenized transactions per month, up 38% in a year, and that MasterCard was enabling digital payments in 110 countries. The big benefit, less fraud. But let's take a spin over here real quick. Coming in hot December 4th, 2018, AU Cloud and Quant Network partnered to provide world's first blockchain operating system for government in critical national industries. Why wouldn't you be interested? Real quick, AU Cloud and Quant Network are pleased to announce a formal partnership to apply the world's first blockchain operating system to a sovereign cloud computing, creating greater security and functionality for Australian government, defense, and critical national industry. Blockchain as a service will overcome current siloed design of deploying multiple blockchain systems, creating an easy-to-use and more secure set of national capabilities. What's going to happen when other governments, enterprises see how well Quant Network is working? Do you think they might want to use that for their service as well? I don't know. Coming in hot from Scott Wilkie. Director of AU Cloud stated that Australian government, Department of Defense, and major industries are using or testing Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is back in 2018. Okay, to interact with the supply chain, critical infrastructure, national record keeping, and financial services. These organizations require the interoperable functionality that can only come with operating system like Overledger. I mean, come on. And the security of the leading sovereign Australian cloud platform without Overledger. None of these projects or systems will be able to communicate with each other or enable cross-party collaboration. So now, can we speed on over to Volante real quick? Immediate cross-border payments, the near future of global transactions. According to a study via Visa, 87% of global merchant executives see cross-border sales as their biggest potential growth area. And that was in 2019, before the okay? For shoppers online and ushered an explosion of growth in cross-border purchases. Today, simply offering cross-border payments is not enough for banks to stay competitive in the global marketplace. The early days of the are long gone, and businesses are now looking to optimize the new tools they've implemented to account for changes in shopping behavior. This means they're looking for a frictionless and fast cross-border payment solution. You remember before they were just so rigid, they wouldn't move. They're not doing that. But now their backs are against the wall, and they are forced to find a solution. And so check this real quick. This is how you know they're losing. Understanding IXB, global and cross-border payments are changing in good ways and in bad ways. The number of correspondent banks willing to provide cross-border payments is shrinking, making it more difficult and more expensive to maintain a cross-border payments through the traditional correspondent model. What must they do? Additionally, the fees, unpredictable final settlements, and lack of transparency in the correspondent models are frustrating for businesses and consumers. Can you say it any louder? Coming in hot from West Beefield, LA, whenever you lose motivation or passion, remember the use case and the utility of your coin. Remember all the progress that came throughout the years. Remember where you are in the midst of the marathon. Think slow and steady. Don't overwhelm yourself. Keep moving forward. Huge shout out to X is my future patient. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going through a time of high scams, okay? They are at an all-time high right now. Also, the exchanges, the uncertainty. You need to get your crypto off the exchanges and into a cold storage wallet where it's safe, where only you have access. And so real quick, before we get to this video that Marina dropped on us, as you can see here, coming in hot from Impel, the service offerings trusted by Fluent, you see right in the middle, Globiance and BCB Group, and growing. Coming back real quick to June 24th, 2022, and as you can see here, ISO 222 player Impel launches to challenge Swift and SEPA. Okay, Impel and the XDC network today announced the official launch of Impel, an alternative solutions payment platform for quickly, securely sending ISO 222 compliant financial messaging. It includes the option to add XDC as collateral for instant settlement and a bridge to the R3 Quarter platform for future banks facing less. Go.
Hi, I'm Troy Wood. I'm the CEO and founder of Impel. Impel is a startup spin-off out of the XDC network, and we have several service offerings that is financial messaging, and we have a bridge to the R3 Quarter platform. Well, it can bring clarity with on-chain performance, so documentation, reporting purposes. Can make it both public and private, depending on what networks you use. We're in talks in negotiations and working to solve problems in that area with payments, instant settlement, using stable coins or the XDC coin that is native to the XDC network. Just a natural progression to new improved technology that makes everyone's life and business better.
It's been an absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I'm gonna leave you with Big BG as we head on out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will all see each other on the moon.
Release liquidity and making sure the debits. Ripple decided early on that we wanted to be at kind of the infrastructure layer. There's a whole bunch of strategic issues associated with that. One of them, quite frankly, is that if you work with regulated endpoints, that's where all the regulatory frameworks apply. KYC, know your customer, AML, anti-money laundering, all the acronyms. If you work just with regulated endpoints, they're making sure that that is the case. Companies like WeChat have to do that regulatory work themselves. Now Swift is kind of a competitor. It's slightly more complicated than that because Swift is really just messaging. When you send a Swift transfer, it's not liquidity. You're actually sending bank messages to banks that have liquidity. So to some degree, Citibank and HSBC, really the top two, JPM, those are the top three liquidity banks. And when you're sending Swift messages, you're sending messages to banks to release liquidity and making sure the debits and credits match.
You understand? You understand now?
So to some degree, really boil it down, Ripple's competing with the liquidity of Citi and the messaging of Swift, but in one.
Woo!
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. Xrp. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the Swift, keep it walking. Respect your elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.
You don't have to be rich to be taking advantage of this. This was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II.
Blockchain. We talking about an intellectual choo-choo train. It's DLT up in these streets, man. That's why we rip all on that blockchain.